I'm reacting to the Alden and Kathryn drink at Fenyk Coffee and Social here in Calgary, Alberta, so let's get this video started. Okay, so for context, the drink, the Kathryn and Alden drink, are from this specific movie. It's called Hello Love Again, and that coffee shop was actually one of the filming locations that was a part of this movie. And why this is sort of on the more side of a big deal is just because Kathryn and Alden, or Alden Richards and Kathryn Bernardo, are A-lister Filipino actors who decided to film here in Calgary. And to the people that live here in Calgary, it's a pretty big deal, especially for the Filipino population here. It kind of tells the story about the hardships and struggles of coming from the Philippines and then moving on over to Calgary to build a new life, because the cost of living and earning more money is a lot more fruitful here in Canada versus back in the Philippines, as an example. So we're just going to take a look at the screen here. This was filmed really recently and it just released on Netflix around November 2024. I just happened to watch it quite recently now, and yeah, again, right here it's on Netflix and everything. Although the ratings aren't amazing, like, I thought it's pretty good just because there's some similarities as to being Filipino, so I thought it was worth a watch. Although it does have 97% on Rotten Tomatoes, so that's something to kind of have the hopes up for it, so to speak. Yeah, so for some more additional context, a lot of the scenes in this movie are pretty recognizable Calgary and like Alberta locations in general. Starting off, I think they had a few scenes. I don't know if it's necessarily Banff National Park, but I think it's Kananaskis, like the no spoilers, I'm not going to mention it quite yet, but yeah. And then I saw some scenes from Canmore too as well. I think I have other additional tabs in regards to that, so let's check that out. So right here, as an example, is Stephen Avenue. So if you are a local Calgarian, you definitely know where this is. Again, as I previously mentioned before, this is Canmore. I've actually been in that location, and it's interesting to see it being in the film and then being able to know where it is in real life. It's pretty cool. I even recognize that statue. I think it was another statue before when I haven't been to Canmore since like last year, I think. But yeah, no, I definitely recognize the surrounding for sure. And then this is actually the Calgary YYC airport. It's typically the airport that I take. I'm going outbound, maybe back home to Toronto, or just any vacation that I'm wishing to take. I think I've seen this area before actually. It's just going in. Yeah, no, as we can keep proceeding here, this specific scene right over here is near a location that I'm very familiar with. It's near our old place. It's right next to the Vivo Generations, kind of a community center, and then that was filmed in a retirement house, like the scenes in this movie. It's kind of interesting. As a b-boy or breaker myself, I would always practice at Vivo, and then just literally a 10-minute walk away, maybe 15 minutes max, you can literally go to one of the filming locations of the movies. It's pretty wild for sure. In terms of Fenyk coffee, like as you could see here, like that says Fenyk and coffee, which is really cool, which is hence why there's like Kathryn Bernardo drink and an Alden Richards drink. It's really flipping cool for sure. But yeah, just to reframe, so you can see it in frame over here. This like coffee scene right here was actually 4-minute drive away from our place over here. So of course, like inevitably I would have to go. Like I would literally have to go. Seeing the movie and then being able to go to that place in person is like the coolest thing ever, because it's so like interesting for sure. This scene right over here, I think I have seen it before. Like there's a few viewpoints of downtown Calgary depending on like where you stand. I know one, but I don't know, I would say necessarily where this one is in particular, but I know a few pretty cool spots where you could see the nice views of downtown Calgary for sure. But I think to caveat on the Fenyk coffee, there's Instagram photos and everything with the actors and then filming scenes. I think there was one scene where they're filming outside, and then okay, yeah, hopefully you guys can see that, but you see in the back here there's a Walmart. That's actually the closest Walmart to our place here, and it's so interesting, and it's quite weird to know that A-list Filipino actors were literally just beside and in the same places that I pretty much go to on a weekly basis. I think in a sense that's really cool. Hence, oh wait, actually I'm right here. I just recently posted the videos in regards to the drinks, and I kind of want to make a long-term video giving you more context in regards to it. So this is like where we are right now. In terms of any more additional scenes, yeah, I think there's like a few housing places that they were at. Those are probably just rented Airbnbs, assumably. Oh, I remember they were at SAIT too as well. Like, so that's going to be our local Institute of Technology. It's not going to be any images here, but I'll just quickly show you guys SAIT University. Yeah, so pretty much this is SAIT University, and then right along the back half of the university is like a parking lot, and then that's where there was a scene where Kathryn Bernardo was into as well, which I thought was quite fascinating. But You know what? With all this being said, let's just go ahead and go straight to the video and let's see the drinks that I tried out, and then I can talk about that right after. I tried the Fenyk Coffee and Social Alden Richard drink from Hello Love Again in Calgary, Alberta. Essentially, it's a caramel latte cold milk foam. It's located in Brentwood. It's $78. It's 7.5 out of 10 for me. Watch the movie if you haven't already. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, please. On the Alden Richards drink, it is pretty much just a caramel latte with cold milk foam. I was quite shocked. I think the price tag for it was like about $7 to $8, and to me that was pretty shocking. I guess you're capitalizing on the whole movie thing, but spending $7 to $8 for anything is quite ridiculous in my honest opinion. The sugar taste and the coffee taste was pretty standard to any caramel latte with cold foam. You could probably get the same thing at Starbucks, but I think the specialness to it is it just being like a drink from the movie, or just like an Alden Richards drink. It can bring a few people like just into your cafe, so to speak, but I felt like when I was inside during my experience inside there wasn't a lot of people who did know about necessarily the movie, but I did see like a small group of Filipino people coming in and just kind of taking photos and ordering the drinks, because it's more of like a if you know you know, but it's also just like your standard coffee shop that you would just go to, like I don't know, like Starbucks or something, or Balzac coffee. But yeah, the drink was alright. It was pretty good, but if you're like as close as me or like in Calgary, you might as well just give it a shot, because why not spend the $78 just one time and then never have to go again, just to see what it's like. Just because, I mean, if you can like afford it, whatever. I know it's a lot of money, but it's not too much money. Why not? Try it out. I tried the Fenyk Coffee and Social Kathryn Bernardo drink from Hello Love Again in Calgary, Alberta. Essentially, it's an iced matcha latte with strawberry foam with $78. It's located in Brentwood. If you haven't watched the movie, definitely watch it. So 8 out of 10. Leave a like, comment, and subscribe, and peace out. Yeah, so I thought the Kathryn Bernardo drink was also pretty good as well. It's basically a matcha latte with like strawberry foam. In my opinion, I thought it was a little better in terms of like sweetness and flavoring and everything. Again, it's $78. It's quite expensive, yeah, but you sort of just kind of have to like bite the bullet just this one time, just because it's, even you can see it here, highest grossing Filipino film. There's probably a lot of like watch time on Netflix, and I think that's the reason as to why we watched it in the first place too as well, just because it was featured on Netflix, because we wouldn't find it any other way. Like I probably wouldn't go on like watch movies 1 2 3 whatever it's called and then try to find this movie specifically just because it was conveniently on Netflix. That's why I decided to watch it. Seeing as how a lot of the scenes were filmed in Calgary, I thought that was pretty interesting, which is why we're here today, and how I tried the drinks and then saw the movie in the first place. It wasn't that bad. I think it's like kind of worth the shot seeing this Filipino movie. But yeah, the drink was not too bad. It's kind of cool to have a drink in the first place, because by doing that, then you can share experiences Filipino fans who kind of want to see these filming locations and have them have little special parts of the whole filming process, and keeping the community of Filipino people and just whoever's interested together with the movie and connected. So I think that's really fascinating for sure, and like kind of a W move in my opinion. But yeah, no, okay, so here you go. So this is actually the filming location of State University. As I was previously mentioning before, they really just took a whole advantage of their trip and time here. I'm pretty sure they were just here for like a few months and really just filmed everywhere where they could possibly film. I think at one point there was like coverage of like fans standing outside of the filming locations, just like interrupting, and then the director had to tell everyone, I know you guys want to be here, thank you so much for the respect and supports and stuff, but we just need to be able to film everything, so we need everyone to just do things in accordance to our processes, and just like maybe you could stay here, but just be careful and not to bother us too much, kind of thing. Yeah, I think right over here is the director too, which is pretty cool. And I think one more thing to add is this is under the GMA network, and that's kind of like the Filipino broadcasting station, sort of like RCBC. They kind of just made the whole thing happen, and it was really cool. But yeah, I think at that rate, I think that's essentially it. Okay, so to wrap everything up, the drinks were pretty good. Try it if you want. I understand if you wouldn't, because it's $78, but if you're a supporter of the movie and you thought it was pretty cool that everything was filmed here in Calgary and it's Filipino, yeah, go ahead and try the drinks, because it's the whole part of the experience. Watch the movie if you can, because it was decent. I actually liked it quite a bit, just because I could kind of in a sense relate to it, just because I have Filipino heritage, and that kind of makes more sense for me. But I think watch it even if you don't have Filipino heritage, because you can kind of understand the struggles of the Filipino people when they come here and immigrate to our country. It's really cool overall. Yeah, again, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I haven't said this already, but leave a like, comment, and subscribe to the video. I'll be out with more videos in the near future. I'm gonna start uploading from Tuesday and Thursday weekly. I'll try to make that as consistent as possible, so I'm gonna make that happen. And with that being said, peace.